On March 21, 2025, President Donald Trump made a significant announcement from the Oval Office revealing that Boeing has been awarded a multi-billion-dollar contract to develop the U.S. Air Force's most advanced fighter jet, the Next Generation Air Dominance NGAD aircraft designated the F-47. This announcement marks a pivotal moment in military aviation as it is intended to replace the existing Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor with a new sixth-generation aircraft that promises advanced capabilities including high-speed enhanced maneuverability and stealth technology. During the press conference, Trump characterized the F-47 as the most lethal aircraft ever built, asserting that a version of the aircraft has been secretly operational for the past 5 years. This claim adds an intriguing layer to the aircraft's development, suggesting that the U.S. military has been quietly advancing its technological capabilities in preparation for future combat scenarios. The F-47 is designed not only as a standalone fighter but also to operate alongside unmanned drones in combat, reflecting the evolving nature of warfare and the increasing role of drone technology in military operations. While the exact financial details of the contract have not been disclosed, estimates suggest that the engineering and manufacturing development contract is worth over $20 billion, with potential future orders that could reach hundreds of billions over the aircraft's operational lifetime. This contract represents a much-needed boost for Boeing, which has faced challenges in both its commercial and military sectors, including high-profile safety issues and lagging sales. The selection of the F-47 designation prompted Trump to highlight the significance of the number 47, noting that he is both the 45th and 47th President of the United States. He stated the generals picked that title, further emphasizing the military's involvement in the naming process. The announcement was accompanied by an artistic rendering of the aircraft, though details of its design remain classified, underscoring the sensitive nature of military technology. Boeing's victory in securing this contract is particularly noteworthy as it comes at the expense of Lockheed Martin, which has recently faced setbacks, including being eliminated from a separate competition to develop a next-generation carrier-based stealth fighter for the U.S. Navy. Lockheed Martin's F-35 Joint Strike Fighter sales are also at risk due to rising trade tensions with allied nations. Countries such as Canada and Portugal have begun to rethink their commitments to the F-35 program, potentially shifting their focus toward alternative options, including aircraft from European manufacturers like Dassault and Saab. In the wake of the F-47 announcement, Boeing's stock saw a 5% increase while Lockheed Martin's shares dropped nearly 6%, illustrating the immediate impact of the news on the competitive landscape of military aviation. Analysts note that the success of Boeing's F-47 may have broader implications for the future of high-end fighter jets, particularly as defense budgets and procurement practices evolve in response to changing geopolitical dynamics. Elon Musk, a prominent ally of Trump and a vocal advocate for innovative technology, was present at the Pentagon ahead of the F-47 announcement. Musk has previously expressed skepticism about the effectiveness of traditional manned aircraft, arguing that unmanned systems may offer a more cost-effective and strategic advantage in modern warfare. His involvement in discussions related to the F-47 hints at a shift in focus within the defense sector towards integrating advanced technologies and possibly rethinking the reliance on crewed fighters. As the announcement reverberated through the defense community, it became clear that the F-47 represents not only a technological leap for the U.S. military but also a strategic move in the ongoing competition for dominance in aerospace capabilities. The project aligns with the U.S. military's broader vision of developing a family of systems that can effectively counter adversaries such as China and Russia. In summary, the awarding of the F-47 contract to Boeing signifies a turning point for both the company and the U.S. Air Force, promising to usher in a new era of advanced military aviation. The implications of this development extend beyond Boeing and Lockheed Martin, shaping the future of defense procurement and international military partnerships in an increasingly complex global landscape. The announcement of Boeing being awarded a contract to build the F-47, the U.S. Air Force's next-generation fighter jet, presents several counterintuitive points that can be drawn from the information provided. 1. Boeing struggles versus contract win. While Boeing has faced significant challenges in both commercial and military sectors, including safety issues and underperforming contracts, the awarding of the F-47 contract is a substantial win for the company. This dynamic is counterintuitive because one might expect a company in distress to be overlooked for major contracts. Instead, Boeing's contract win suggests that the defense sector may prioritize potential future capabilities over current performance issues. 2. Trump's personal connection to aircraft naming. The choice of the number 47 for the aircraft, which Trump linked to his own presidency as both the 45th and 47th president, reflects a personal narrative that intertwines politics with military branding. This connection could be seen as trivial or even self-serving, which contrasts with the typical expectation that military projects are named based on technical specifications or historical significance rather than personal anecdotes. 3. Impact on Lockheed Martin. The defeat for Lockheed Martin, particularly after being eliminated from the Navy's next-generation aircraft competition, is significant. However, it is notable that Lockheed, traditionally a dominant player in military aviation, is facing challenges in a market where it has historically thrived. The idea that a major defense contractor could fall out of favor so rapidly due to changing priorities in competition is a stark reminder of the volatile nature of defense procurement, which runs contrary to the expectation of stable dominance by established firms. 4. Potential decline of the F-35. The F-35 Joint Strike Fighter was previously viewed as a cornerstone of modern airpower, but it now faces threats from rising trade tensions, leading to countries reconsidering their purchases. This is counterintuitive because one would expect a successful advanced aircraft program to maintain its attractiveness regardless of geopolitical tensions. The prospect that nations might turn to less advanced European alternatives indicates a significant shift in defense procurement strategies that undermines the previous certainty surrounding the F-35's market position. 5. Elon Musk's influence and skepticism. Musk's presence at the Pentagon and his skepticism regarding manned aircraft present a counterintuitive perspective in a military context where traditional air superiority has been paramount. His advocacy for drones over crewed fighters suggests a potential paradigm shift in military aviation, where cost-effectiveness and technological innovation may redefine how airpower is conceptualized. This challenges the long-held belief that manned aircraft are indispensable in modern warfare. 6. Secrecy of the F-47 design. The classified nature of the F-47's design, despite its public announcement, raises questions about transparency in military contracting. Typically, one would expect detailed specifications to be disclosed to justify the investment. The secrecy surrounding advanced military technology could be seen as counterproductive, as it may breed skepticism among stakeholders regarding the capabilities and investment justifications for such programs. 7. International reactions to U.S. defense policy. The reconsideration of defense purchases by countries like Canada and Portugal in response to U.S. government stances is counterintuitive to the notion that strong alliances would insulate defense contracts from political fluctuations. Instead, these reactions highlight how international defense procurement is increasingly influenced by diplomatic relations, suggesting that military contracts are as much about political alignment as they are about technological superiority. In summary, the F-47 contract announcement encapsulates a range of counterintuitive dynamics in the defense sector, highlighting how market forces, personal narratives, technological skepticism, and international relations are reshaping the landscape of military aviation in unpredictable ways. In the report regarding President Donald Trump's awarding of a multi-billion-dollar contract to Boeing for the development of the F-47, several important aspects may be overlooked by the general public due to the overwhelming focus on the aircraft's capabilities and the competitive dynamics between Boeing and Lockheed Martin. Here are a few significant points that warrant deeper consideration. 1. The number 47 and its symbolism. The selection of the number 47 for the aircraft is not merely a whimsical choice, it carries symbolic significance, as Trump is both the 45th and 47th President of the United States. This connection could be seen as an attempt to solidify his legacy and increase personal identification with the project. It suggests a deeper narrative where Trump's presidency is tied to the advancement of American military technology, which could have implications for his political capital and public perception. Significance: this choice reflects how political narratives are constructed and how they can influence public sentiment. By linking the aircraft to his presidency, Trump aims to foster a sense of pride and support among his base, framing military advancements as a direct consequence of his leadership. 2. Impact on Lockheed Martin and the F-35 program. The announcement represents a significant setback for Lockheed Martin, particularly as it comes on the heels of losing a separate competition for a naval aircraft. The implications for Lockheed are profound. Its dominance in the defense sector is being challenged at a critical moment when the global defense procurement landscape is shifting. Significance: this shift can disrupt established supply chains and partnerships, potentially leading to a re-evaluation of defense strategies among allied nations. With countries reconsidering their F-35 purchases, such as Canada and Portugal, Lockheed's future sales and market share could be jeopardized, which may lead to job losses and decreased innovation in the industry. The long-term effects on the defense industrial base and its impact on U.S. national security could be substantial. 3. The role of Elon Musk in the shift towards unmanned systems. Elon Musk's presence and expressed skepticism about traditional manned aircraft underscore a critical transition in military aviation philosophy. His advocacy for cheaper drones over expensive crewed fighters points to a transformative shift in military strategy, emphasizing cost-effectiveness and technological innovation. Significance: this shift could herald a new era in military engagement where unmanned systems dominate the battlefield, potentially altering defense procurement priorities and strategies globally. The integration of AI and unmanned technologies may redefine how nations approach warfare, posing ethical and strategic questions about the future of combat. 4. The secrecy surrounding the F-47 design. The classification of the F-47's design details raises questions about transparency and accountability in military spending. While advanced technology is often protected for national security, the lack of information may fuel speculation and concern regarding cost overruns or mismanagement, especially given Boeing's recent history with budgetary issues. Significance: the opacity surrounding military contracts can lead to public distrust and skepticism towards defense contractors. If stakeholders and taxpayers do not have insight into the development and funding of such projects, it raises broader questions about governmental oversight and the integrity of defense procurement processes. 5. International trade tensions and their impact on defense contracts. The report mentions rising trade tensions affecting Lockheed Martin's F-35 sales abroad. This dynamic indicates how geopolitical relationships directly influence military procurement, which has ramifications for U.S. foreign policy and defense alliances. Significance: the potential shift of allied nations towards alternative aircraft manufacturers like Dassault and Saab could diminish U.S. influence in international defense markets. This shift not only affects economic interests but also could lead to weakened military alliances as nations seek reliable and politically stable partners in defense procurement. 6. Boeing's financial recovery and broader economic implications. The contract represents a critical opportunity for Boeing to recover from previous financial struggles, including safety issues and underperforming military contracts. The potential for significant future orders over the contract's lifetime could stabilize Boeing's position in the defense sector. Significance: a resurgence of Boeing in the defense industry could have broader economic implications, including job creation and technological advancements. However, it also raises concerns about the reliance on military contracts for corporate profitability, which may skew corporate priorities towards defense over other critical sectors such as commercial aviation. Conclusion: the F-47 contract announcement encapsulates a convergence of military, political, and economic dynamics that extend well beyond the immediate implications for Boeing and Lockheed Martin. The symbolism of the number 47, the potential shift in unmanned systems, the secrecy of military design, the impact of international trade tensions, and Boeing's recovery are all critical elements that deserve attention. Overlooking these aspects may lead to a superficial understanding of the report, missing the broader implications for U.S. defense policy, international relations, and the future of military engagement. Understanding these nuances is essential for grasping the complexities of modern defense contracting and its role in shaping geopolitical landscapes. The announcement of Boeing being awarded a multi-billion-dollar contract to develop the F-47 fighter jet as part of the U.S. Air Force's next-generation air dominance program entails several critical points worthy of in-depth analysis and discussion. Below are the four most valuable points. 1. Technological advancements and capabilities of the F-47. The F-47, described by President Trump as the most lethal aircraft ever built, is positioned to incorporate advanced technologies that could redefine aerial combat. Its designation as a sixth-generation fighter suggests not only improvements in speed and maneuverability but also the integration of cutting-edge stealth capabilities, advanced sensors, and possibly artificial intelligence to enhance operational effectiveness. The aircraft's ability to operate alongside unmanned drones represents a significant shift in combat strategy, emphasizing a hybrid approach that leverages both manned and unmanned systems. Analysis of the technological innovations involved in the F-47's design could illuminate broader trends in military aviation and the future of warfare, particularly in how nations adapt to emerging threats from rival powers such as China and Russia. 2. Economic implications and market dynamics. The contract's estimated worth of over $20 billion with potential future orders totaling hundreds of billions signifies a substantial economic impact not just for Boeing but also for the U.S. defense industry as a whole. Given Boeing's recent struggles with its commercial and military offerings, this contract could represent a much-needed resurgence for the company, bolstering its stock prices and restoring investor confidence. Furthermore, the implications for competitors like Lockheed Martin are profound. This contract not only signifies a defeat for Lockheed in the fighter jet arena but also raises concerns about the future of its existing products such as the F-35. As trade tensions influence international defense procurement decisions, a ripple effect may emerge, prompting allied nations to reconsider their investments in American fighter jets in favor of alternatives from European manufacturers. Analyzing these market dynamics will provide insights into how geopolitical factors influence defense spending and procurement strategies. 3. Strategic military shifts and competitor responses. The F-47 announcement reflects a strategic shift in U.S. military priorities, moving from reliance on singular advanced platforms to a more integrated system that incorporates unmanned systems. This shift may redefine the competitive landscape among defense contractors as they adapt to the evolving requirements of modern warfare. Lockheed Martin's recent elimination from the competition for the U.S. Navy's next-generation aircraft underscores the challenges it faces in maintaining its position in high-end military aviation. Analyzing the potential responses from Lockheed and other competitors could reveal strategies they might adopt to regain market share, including innovations in their own aircraft designs or lobbying efforts to influence military procurement decisions. 4. Political context and implications. The political context surrounding the F-47 contract is critical to understanding its broader implications. President Trump's characterization of the aircraft and the number 47 as significant to his presidency illustrates how defense procurement is intertwined with political branding and legacy. The announcement's timing and presentation at the White House served to reinforce Trump's image as a strong leader in national defense. Moreover, the involvement of notable figures like Elon Musk, who has expressed skepticism towards traditional manned aircraft, raises questions about the future direction of military aviation. Musk's influence could signal a shift in focus toward cost-effective unmanned systems, challenging the traditional paradigms of crewed air superiority. Analyzing the interplay between defense policy political narratives. And technological innovation will yield a comprehensive understanding of the implications surrounding the F-47 contract. Conclusion. The awarding of the F-47 contract to Boeing is a multifaceted development that encompasses technological, economic, strategic, and political dimensions. Each of these points warrants further exploration to grasp the full impact of this decision on the future of military aviation and international defense relations. Understanding these dynamics will not only inform discussions on the F-47 itself but also provide a lens through which to view the evolving nature of global military power and defense strategies. 1. The F-35 Joint Strike Fighter Program. The development and procurement of the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter is a significant historical case in military aviation. Initiated in the late 1990s, the program aimed to create a family of stealth multi-role fighters to replace various aging aircraft across multiple branches of the U.S. military and allied nations. Lockheed Martin won the contract, and the F-35 has faced numerous challenges including cost overruns, technical difficulties, and delays. The program has been controversial with debates over its effectiveness and the rising costs of each unit, which can exceed $150 million when considering support and spare parts. The F-35 program also saw international partnerships with several allied nations investing in its development, leading to geopolitical discussions about defense procurement and military alliances. 2. The Eurofighter Typhoon project. The Eurofighter Typhoon is another notable case of international cooperation in military aviation. Launched in the 1980s, this project involved a consortium of European nations including the UK, Germany, Italy, and Spain. The aim was to develop a next-generation multi-role fighter to counter threats from the Soviet Union and later other emerging global powers. Similar to the F-35, the Typhoon has faced delays, cost overruns, and political challenges, particularly regarding export agreements and competition with other fighters. The Typhoon's development reflects the complexities of multinational defense contracts and the interplay of national interests in military procurement. 3. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner program. While not a military aircraft, the Boeing 787 Dreamliner offers a parallel case in the context of high-stakes aerospace contracts. Developed as a long-haul, fuel-efficient commercial airliner, the program faced significant challenges including supply chain issues, production delays, and cost overruns. The Dreamliner's development highlighted the risks associated with innovative designs and reliance on global suppliers. The program's initial struggles led to scrutiny from stakeholders including airlines and investors, and posed questions about Boeing's management and production strategies. The eventual success of the 787, despite its rocky start, underscores the importance of adaptability in aerospace projects, similar to the challenges faced by military aircraft programs like the F-47. The recent announcement of Boeing's multi-billion-dollar contract to develop the F-47 fighter jet heralds a significant shift in the landscape of military aviation and defense procurement. This contract not only positions Boeing for a revitalization following recent struggles but also indicates broader trends in U.S. defense strategy, international relations, and technological advancements. 1. Shifts in military aviation. The F-47, touted as a sixth-generation aircraft, is designed to replace the F-22 Raptor and operate alongside unmanned drones. The integration of advanced sensors, stealth capabilities, and enhanced maneuverability reflects an evolving military doctrine that prioritizes adaptability in combat. This shift toward a family of systems, which includes drone technology, signifies a trend towards more versatile and technologically integrated military forces. 2. Struggles and opportunities for Boeing. Boeing's contract win is a major boost following a period marked by safety issues and underperforming contracts. The engineering and manufacturing development contract, estimated to exceed $20 billion, could lead to hundreds of billions in future orders, revitalizing Boeing's military division and impacting its overall financial health. This resurgence may also restore investor confidence, as evidenced by the immediate uptick in Boeing's stock price following the announcement. 3. Competitive dynamics in defense contracts. The F-47 deal represents a setback for Lockheed Martin, which recently lost out on contracts for both the F-47 and the next-generation naval aircraft. This loss raises questions about Lockheed's future in the high-end fighter market, especially as the F-35 program faces challenges due to geopolitical tensions and reconsidered purchases by allied nations. The competitive landscape may lead Lockheed to innovate or pivot its strategy to maintain relevance. 4. International defense procurement trends. The announcement has already prompted reactions from international partners. Countries like Canada and Portugal are reassessing their commitments to the F-35 program, citing U.S. government stances as influential in their decision-making. This could lead to a shift in procurement towards European manufacturers such as Dassault and Saab. The F-47's development may further complicate this landscape as nations seek to balance their defense needs with geopolitical considerations. 5. The role of unmanned systems. Elon Musk's involvement and skepticism toward manned aircraft underscore a potential paradigm shift in defense strategy. The future may see a greater emphasis on cost-effective unmanned systems as integral components of military operations. As technology evolves, we may witness an increasing reliance on drones both in combat and support roles, possibly reshaping the traditional roles of crewed fighter jets. 6. Geopolitical implications. The F-47 program is positioned as a response to growing threats from adversaries like China and Russia. This emphasis on next-generation air dominance highlights the U.S. commitment to maintaining its military edge through technological superiority. However, rising tensions and trade disputes could complicate international defense relationships, as shown by the reconsideration of allied nations' military procurements. 7. Economic impacts. The financial implications of this contract extend beyond Boeing. A successful F-47 program could lead to job creation and economic growth in the regions involved in its production. Conversely, if Lockheed Martin struggles to adapt, it may face job losses, impacting local economies reliant on defense contracts. This dynamic underscores the interconnectedness of defense procurement and economic health. Conclusion. The awarding of the F-47 contract to Boeing marks a pivotal moment in U.S. military aviation and defense strategy. It encapsulates broader trends in technology integration, international relations, and economic considerations. As Boeing embarks on this ambitious project, the ripple effects will likely shape the future of military procurement, influence international alliances, and redefine the role of manned versus unmanned systems in modern warfare. Stakeholders across the defense sector must adapt to these changes, preparing for a future where technological innovation and geopolitical dynamics will play critical roles in shaping global military capabilities.